of time. Where are they now? All the ghosts from your past, lost in dreams of a time long gone by.
You shouldn't have gone back there.
I know. Everything I do just makes things worse.
I didn't mean that. I mean you shouldn't have disobeyed me.
Dad, it's life or death. Mia and Jessie's life or death.
I know. But the idea of you trapped back there in the past, in prison. I mean, what if in the past the mirror got destroyed?
It couldn't have been, or it wouldn't be here now.
But you're talking about changing something in the past so Mia and Jessie won't be in hospital in the present. I just have this nightmare that the thing you changed back then, it may stop you ever getting home again.
Don't you think I'm scared of that? It's my nightmare too.
Nightmare 2. Jo's back, and this time she's mad as hell.
Shut up, Tama.
Yeah, Tama.
Jo, you're home. How was Alex's? I packed this room.
We just had to rearrange a few things.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Listen, things to do. I'll see you later, Jo.
Right. I'll see you out.
When your father goes all diplomatic like that, there must be something terribly wrong. Did you and Alex have a fight or something? You gonna tell me? We seem so distant lately. I don't want us fighting like this.
I don't know, Mum. There's stuff going on I can't really talk about.
Like what? Mia and Jessie?
It's part of it.
But this started before all that, didn't it?
Mum, it's been so awful.
Yes! Royce, what's wrong?
It's Mia and Jessie.
I've got the formulas for the neutralising agents. They've narrowed them down to 2.
Great. 2.
It gives us a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
The chemicals are harmless, simple salts mostly. I can make them up at home. Are you listening to me? We can make the neutralisers.
To give us a 50-50 chance. Look at them. They need more than that. I'm scared, Tama. I'm scared to go back.
I've never seen you scared of anything.
It was too close. I was stuck in jail. I couldn't get to the mirror. I didn't think I was going to see any of you guys again.
Well, maybe we can work something out. Maybe I can go back.
No, it's my job. Don't you understand? I'm the one that caused it. I'm the one that has to fix it. I just don't know if I can make myself do it.
Sister said that our 2 patients spent a quiet night, so that's good news.
But I dreamt... Doesn't matter.
Come on, love. I know just the cure for what's wrong with you. There was a time when a herd of marauding elephants wouldn't have separated you from a banana split.
I've been pretty awful to you lately, haven't I?
You've thrown a few colourful expressions in my direction, yes. But then maybe I deserve them.
It can't be easy trying to be a principal and a mum at the same time.
I'm not a principal now.
No. Thanks to that fat, ugly...
Jo, she's not fat and she's not ugly.
She's a cow, though.
Yes, she's a cow. I'm sorry. I should never have listened to Jade.
Why did you? That's what bugs me, even before Mia and Jessie got zapped.
What? Me not listening?
Yeah. Or not caring.
Darling, of course I care. You mustn't ever think that I don't, ever.
Even as much as you do about Royce?
Well, of course. Why shouldn't I?
Because he's your real son and I'm only adopted? What? Tell me.
Adopted. You're only adopted. Jo, everyday families have babies they don't want. When a couple decides to adopt, they really want to have it. When I held you in my arms for the very first time in those horrible blue booties that somebody else knitted for me, I think I've still got them somewhere. Do you know how beautiful I thought you were? Do you know how much I cried? And Andrew.
Dad cried.
Buckets. We love you. I love you. I'm not very good at saying it.
I love you too. Mum, there's stuff going on we need to talk about, but I just have to sort it out first, okay?
Can I...
No, it's up to me.
You were charged with securing the mirror, were you not?
Yes, but...
And you failed. As a consequence, Miss Tiegan was able to elude us.
The wretches guard it too carefully. They never let it out of their sight.
Stop snivelling, Fred. I can't abide snivellers.
Snivel? I never snivel. Sir Ivor, my position is precarious. If Mr. Iredale or his wife in the least suspected me of betraying their trust, I'd be done for. You can be confident in the security of your job. I, on the other hand...
Job? Are you suggesting I maintain a job?
Well, not exactly a job. But your position is under...
Oh, I have a position now, do I? And what position do you fancy I have? Chimney sweep? Counter jumper?
You mistake my meaning, Sir Ivor.
Go away, Fred, and retrieve that mirror.
I'm sure you could buy a similar mirror for 5 shillings.
You know as well as I that particular mirror's remarkable properties.
I do? You want me to steal it?
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, Fred, so be warned. I want you to breathe. I want you to walk. I want you to go next door and retrieve that mirror. Now, leave me in peace. I have arrangements to finalize before this evening's ball.
Ah, yes. On the subject of the ball.
Yes.
The guest list. Given the significant services I've rendered, I was wondering...
How can I put this in the kindest possible way? Snivelling spies of the servant class aren't invited to balls. Do you follow my meaning?
Perfectly.
It's really gone too far, Iredale. First, the debacle over mobilizing an entire army platoon to search for a drum of cooking oil. Now I'm informed that only this morning your wife and daughter have helped an escaped criminal to evade her pursuers.
Excuse me a moment. Primrose, my dear, would you join us?
I'm sure we can resolve this between ourselves, Iredale.
And I'm sure you wouldn't deny my wife the right to answer your allegations. My dear, Sir Gerald suspects you of aiding and abetting the escape of young criminals.
If you're referring to this morning's deplorable incident in the graveyard, Sir Gerald, I'd be delighted to discuss it.
Has the time come? Are they here then? Are you sending me back to Russia with your hired thugs to be disposed of like the rest of my family?
I was thinking more along the lines of a chat. A game of chess, perhaps. It's been so long since we've spent any time together. Thank you, sir.
Which gives you the slight advantage. Good.
And now we all know that the only girl to disappear through mirrors is Alice in Wonderland, and she appears in the pages of fiction. For Sir Ivor and a police inspector to expose my impressionable daughter to such drunken ramblings, and at my mother-in-law's graveside, of all places. It's a disgrace. And if you should see Sir Ivor in the very near future, and find him sober, please inform him that I'd very much appreciate an apology.
Yes, well, this puts a very different complexion on the matter. I can't imagine what Creevy Thorne's intention was to telephone me. He certainly never mentioned anything of magic mirrors.
There are always two sides to every story, Sir Gerald.
Oh, so it seems. Yes, well. Afternoon, Iredale. Afternoon, Mrs. Primrose.
And what is the other side to this story?
Jo ran through the graveyard and disappeared into Louisa's mirror. But who's going to believe that?
Not I, my dear.
Joshua, when we were children, who would have believed that one day people would fly? I know what I saw.
What you must understand, Your Imperial Majesty, is that there's nothing personal in any of this. In fact, I quite admire your pluck and ingenuity. But business concerns must prevail, I'm afraid.
Is that all that interests you? Money?
We must all make our way in the world, myself included. It's no fun to be born into privilege and then find that the world around you has changed.
Is that meant to be a joke at my expense, Sir Ivor?
Not at all. If anything, I was sympathizing.
That puts you a queen and a rook down.
I resign. You see, in impossible situations, even kings must lose.
Excuse me, sir. I just hid my ball into your garden and I was wondering if I could come and fetch it.
Well, you should have been more careful, shouldn't you?
Please, sir.
All right. But be quick about it. Be quick about it.
Thank you, sir.
Frid is a spy for Sir Ivor?
Titus and I tried to tell Papa, but he wouldn't believe us. Frid told Sir Ivor about the summer house where Nicholas and Jo were hiding.
And helped that awful manservant creature drag Nicholas back to Sir Ivor's house and imprison him.
Nicholas wouldn't lie, Mama.
We'll see about this. Bellamy Frid must go, Joshua. I shan't have him in the house a moment longer. Anyone who would collaborate in the arrest of a young girl and the incarceration of a young boy cannot remain beneath this roof.
You're right, of course. Fred!
I never trusted him. When he's gone, I shall get Mrs. Whitelaw to check the silver.
You summoned me?
Fred, I'm told you've been roaming the countryside, helping Sir Ivor Creevy-Thorne track down and imprison his ward.
Mr. Iredale, we've already discussed rumours of my association with Sir Ivor before.
We have indeed, and now I'm inclined to believe them. I'm also told you assisted in the false arrest of young Miss Tiegan.
I don't know who's been spreading these lies about me, but...
Pack your bags, Fred.
Even the vilest of criminals has a chance to defend himself.
I want you gone within the hour. Report to me before you go, and I'll pay your wages up to date.
And a character reference?
I can provide one if you insist, but I'm not convinced you'd wish to show it to anyone. Vilest of criminals was your own expression, was it not?
There's something I have to tell you.
Like what? Sorry for spreading lies about me?
No, don't give up.
What?
Don't give up.
What do you want about?
You can still make a difference.
Is this some kind of pathetic game or something?
No, I know more than you think. I know about the mirror, and you, and everything that's going on. 1919. That's when it's happening, isn't it?
1919 is just the date on the drum. You don't know anything.
About going back in time. Louisa Iredale and a boy called Nicholas. Titus and his cricket bat. And saving Mary and Jessie from everything that's happened.
How do you know all this?
I just know. And I know that you mustn't give up. You can still win.
How do you know all this?
So who told her all of this anyway?
She knew all about it, about 1919.
The date on the drum. It was in the papers, we all know that.
About Nicholas, about Titus, their names.
Their names?
She came up to me and said we had to keep doing what we're doing to save Mia and Jessie. Not to give up, that things could still be changed.
Weird.
That's like the advice in the astrology columns. It fits anything.
But I was scared. I was thinking about giving up and no one could have known that.
It can't be because she's turned sensitive. That's for sure.
Maybe it's some kind of trick.
You're looking rather peaky, Mr. Fred.
Peaky, Mrs. Whitelaw. I should say I am. Indeed, I should say I am. Dismissed. Without notice, without a character reference.
You, Mr. Fred, dismissed?
I should be looking to my own position if I were you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Can't be too sure.
May I fetch myself some bread and jam, Mrs. Whitelaw?
Just one slice. I'll have your mother to answer to if you don't eat your dinner.
I am a victim of vile and malicious rumours, concocted by vile and malicious children. They are devils, Mrs. Whitelaw. Possessed. Evil. Goodbye.
Oh.
I shall miss your roly-poly pudding.
He's been helping Sir Ivor lock Nicholas up.
Don't start your rumour-mongering on me, my lad.
You are indebted to me. It is in your service that I find myself accused and dismissed without so much as a character reference.
You were well paid. I owe nothing.
Sir Ivor, you and I understand each other, don't we? As a private secretary who would turn a blind eye to any impropriety, think how invaluable I would be. I could accompany you on your return trip to England, pave the way.
Any private secretary of mine has to be a man I can trust, not someone with a reputation for betraying his employers.
I betrayed them in your name, Sir Ivor.
No. You betrayed them because I was blackmailing you and throwing you the odd pittance. If you think I'd have such a blackguard as yourself in my employ, think again. You were only useful to me while you were working for the Iredales. Now get out of my sight, you ineffectual little man.
We'll see who goes to England. We'll see who's ineffectual.
She's a snake. You said so yourself.
And if she does know everything, it's going to make it a whole lot more dangerous.
I know.
So, what do we do?
We haven't got a choice.
Oh, sure we do. We back off.
It was only a 50-50 shot anyway.
Weren't you using that as an argument for me to go before? Look, it's always been dangerous. If I'd thought about it, I never would have gone through in the first place. At least this way there is a chance. Like Jade said. Good advice from a bad source. I'm going back.
This program was made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.